Yo, what's going on, guys? How you guys doing? We got a bunch of people in here. Ginger, Gurvinder, Raji, Tanuj, BV7's in here. Papa Ganush, I don't know what that means, but welcome. Sean's here. Vladi. Marcel is in here. What's going on here? Gurvesh. Tumor's in here. Okay. It's not a very nice name. Mr. Black's here. Danish is here. Danish. Bikram's here. What's going on? So, obviously not a lot to do today. There's a lot of big bloody day. And we went 3 for 4 on spy calls so far. I'm going to say 3 for 3 because my last put is not dead yet. We have a lot of volatility coming up tomorrow with Jerome Powell in the building tomorrow. So today, if you're focused on Jerome Powell's speech, you're not very bright because he was just talking to students. It didn't really make a difference at all. So let's go over some of the trades. Yesterday we had spy puts coming into the opening. Spy puts came in. We sold them for 164% was my final sell on the spy puts. But those same spy puts went up over 400% if you held. So if you did hold, congrats. If you didn't hold, you still made a lot of money, so stop crying. Flip to QQQ calls actually first. Hit this QQQ calls, sold a bunch near the top. Last ones I sold break even-ish around there. And then we flip back to spy puts again. I think that's how it went. I don't even remember. I hit so many. But yeah, it's just showing you can make money both ways in the market and just watch the sentiment. Most of my trading done today wasn't even based on the SPY chart. I was watching QQQ XLF and I was watching a bunch of different groups that I have access to. And a lot of people, when they start getting too bearish or too bullish, I seen one group calling out puts at this candle right here on SPY. They're calling out 440 puts at when SPY is already down to 441. That was my signal to get long. Right away I flipped, I put in SPY long, nailed those ones for big gains. You guys remember all the numbers, you can go through the Discord. Everything called live, so you know what it is. Other than that, right away off the bat, we broke pre-market lows. We held it, so it showed a little bit of strength, and then right back below. And when we went up here and we couldn't hold back above the pre-market lows, that should tell you that we are going to dump because there was a lot of weakness that we couldn't hold the bottom of the pre-market, right? This yellow line that you guys see here is actually the 8-day moving average. Well, I'm not gonna show you, you're not gonna see it there because it's like, wait, let me see. I can span it out for you guys. So the morning 8-day moving average was that yellow line that you see. This one right here. That's where the 8-day moving average was at around 444.02. So that was another level I drew out there. So again, I told you guys in one color, draw out the pre-market high and low, and another color, draw out the daily resistance and support. And that helped me a lot today. SPY, obviously, big dump. Everyone got bearish around here. I flipped bullish, nailed calls, got back into the pre-market range. Everything's bullish. I sold my calls around here. Why did I sell them? Because we were a little extended, and all I was looking for was an oversold bounce, right? So I didn't want to push it too much. Got down here, we kept testing the pre-market lows, and when we broke below it here, I took puts again. Obviously, I should have covered on the next candle that we closed above, but I did not. I was feeling lucky. I got greedy. You know what happens when you get on a hot streak. No big deal. I covered a couple of them I covered half of them for just under a loss of 10%, so I'm still in profits with these. Held half of them into tomorrow. I do expect volatility tomorrow with Powell talking. I put in another sell for half of my half left for break even after hours here, just in case we got the dump, but I don't think we will get the dump here. So that's just how I played SPY today. Other than that, if you go to the daily, get rid of these lines for you. Still inside the channel, held the 21-day like a, look at this, to the penny almost, we held the 21-day. So if you guys followed my advice, drew the daily resistance and support, this was an easy day. Look at 21 day on SPYs at 440.63. The low of the day was 440.85. And look at the bounce that we got. Big lower wick, a lot of dip buying, nice close. Still closed below the 8-day moving average. Oh no, we closed above it. 8-day moving average at 444.03. We closed at 444.05. So we closed above both moving averages again. Insane. Absolutely insane. So every time it's just touch, look at this. Touch 21 day, close above the 8-day. Touch 21 day, close above the 8-day. So it's just been a pattern. You just got to keep watch for these patterns. If we break down tomorrow, watch that 21 day again. It's a big key support right now. If we get below the 21 day moving average, then it's a problem. We had higher volume selling than normal today, but that might just be people buying the dip as well. So it's volatile both ways. Lots of money can be made in scalping. This is not a swing trade market right now. It's not smart to take trades for a week out, 2 weeks out. Just scalp. It's just a scalper's dream right now. QQQ, same exact thing. Drew out my daily support and resistances. Drew out my pre-market lows and highs. Right away, we dumped under. Fake bounce over and right again under. Huge volume shelf here at 365.35 is exactly where we closed. And other than that, we have that yellow line, which was the yesterday's low. So yesterday's low was drawn out for me. We went underneath, faked out, came back up, went underneath again, just 2 candles underneath. Forced me to hold my SPY and back up again. We go close at relatively decent level, almost where we opened. So I'm not too worried about QQQ, huge volume in the back. And remember, Powell talks tomorrow. That's all that matters. So XLF also, yesterday's lows were $38 flat. We broke underneath them. Everyone got super bearish. Came right back up and retested almost exactly where we closed again. So this has been the theme for like days now. We do a lot of stuff intraday and then we close right almost where we opened. Like, you see this? Look at this. Open, huge dump, and then just sideways into exactly where we close. There's been a lot of days like that, so I just kind of followed the pattern and nailed SPY. Other than that, XLF looks fine. Still above that 37 to 35 range that we had for months. And we're holding up here now. 3 days of consolidation, and let's see if we can form a new range here from 39 to 38. We need to stay above 38 and make our way to 39 for this to be more bullish. IWM, the weakest index. Why do I say that? So only one that took out yesterday's lows, and it barely closed above yesterday's lows. That's not even that's pre-market lows. Okay, wait a second. Let's see the daily. I seen it earlier. I knew it was. Yeah, look at this. We broke the major support here. We closed above it, but if we go back below 216 tomorrow, IWM's the weakest index by far. If you just look at the daily, look, this is a topping pattern if I've ever seen one. XLF on the daily, not even close to the lows here. QQQ on the daily, not even close to that key support. So yeah, big bounce off the key support actually on QQQ, but IWM actually barely recovered that big support. That's why I'm saying it's the weakest. SPY again, not even close to the key support. So small caps are weak right now. Nothing will change unless we start closing above some of these resistances up here. First up is 217.50, then 219.50 for IWM. If we close below 216, it's gonna get real ugly, real fast for small caps in my opinion. Zim, big ripper at the end of the day. Still within this range, making its way back up to the 47.37 level, which is resistance. Earnings are either tomorrow morning or tomorrow after close. I haven't even looked into it. I've been busy with other stuff. But chart looks good. Everything looks good. Volume is increasing going into earnings. Shipping containers are hot. I dare you to find an article online that says shipping is not booming right now because they're raising their prices. Everything is going very well for Zim. There's more demand than supply, which because of COVID and China shutting down their stuff. And everything looks fine on Zim. So SE, huge earnings, absolutely blowout earnings, just like I expected. Market was weak today, or else we could have ran 20, 30, at least like 40 points on. I thought SE would have got all-time high and closed at all-time high based on those earnings. Go look over SE earnings if you want to see what good earnings look like. So right now, the only level that matters to me on SE, actually there's a couple levels. So the first level is 313. We need to close over 313, which is a pre-market high, and then the high of the day was 317.26. So 313, 317, 17.26 to the upside, and to the downside is just the 21-day moving average, which is at 293, and the low of the day, which was at 288. So 293, 288 to the downside, 312, 313, and 317.26 to the upside. Airbnb trash close. This one does not like to stay below 145 though, especially with all those upgrades and everything. I know a lot of big hedge funds are starting positions in Airbnb, but there's a huge range to play here. This range is 150, 450, all the way down to 130. So that's way too sloppy of a range. There's no clear setup for a swing on Airbnb. I will continue to scalp it just because I understand how the stock works a little bit. But for right now, you cannot take a long-term position on Airbnb, in my opinion, until it's over 150, 450. Other than that, none of the other levels matter except 130 to the downside. So just pay attention to that. Scalping is okay. Long-term positions not okay for Airbnb. NVAX still holding above that key level of 228.10. As long as it closes above 228.10 and below 249.50, it's just going to be in this little range here. Until it takes out 250 or 249.50 to the upside, it cannot start making its way bullish again. And if you notice the action in the other vaccines, NVAX was a big laggard today, which I don't like at all. Okay, so what do I mean by the other action? Moderna closed at the high of the day. PFE closed at the high of the day. AstraZeneca closed at the high of the day. So NVAX right now is the weakest vaccine stock on my screen. Other than that, still closed over 228.10, still bullish. And let's see if we can make our way back up to 249.50. If this thing gets a contract with India or another country, this thing is going to blow straight to 300, so keep that in mind. That's why it's still holding those 300 Septembers. Other than that, I would have cut it. Apple had a great morning. I know a lot of members nailed it. This is a beautiful chart. Look at this. Wedge breakout, retest, and gap up. So for right now, Apple did make an all-time high today. The only level that matters on it is today's high and low. Today's high and low are what you should be watching on Apple, and the 8-day moving average. So the 8-day moving average is at 148.59, and today's high and low is what you should be watching on Apple. If we hold yesterday or today's low and start moving higher, then that's very bullish for Apple. And plus, I told you guys in September, I heard from a friend, someone that works in an Apple store, they're not letting Apple employees get any days off from September 14th to September 28th. So that could mean they're launching something new, just something to keep an eye on. It's not known news, so it might not be real, but let's see what happens. Apple's action for the last 4 days tells me it is real, but let's see what happens on Apple. And the whole market moves with Apple, so just watch Apple. Moderna closed at the high of the day, looks super strong. I told you guys it needs 396 to be bullish again. And where was 396? It's right around here, doesn't matter. Okay, look at this. Beautiful run up, consolidation, obviously a little fast consolidation, but why did it have such fast consolidation? Because it ran up so fast. So you have to take that in mind as well. I told you guys this 352 to 362. You can go back 1 week and watch my video. I had these exact lines drawn up. Watch 362, 352 for a bounce. Yesterday we got down to 349, but we bounced right off that right away. So this is the demand zone for now, 362, 352. Right now, huge bounce. If we get over 407 on Moderna, we're going right back to all-time highs. And we closed above the 8-day moving average. Everything is super bullish on Moderna now. Congrats if you got calls. You should be up nice already. If we get follow through on this, those could be big winners. You've seen how Moderna moves before. PFE high of the day, we nailed these calls, called out the October 18th $46 calls back here based on this 2-day rest pattern back to the moving average. Broke out, continuation, and continuation. A little bit extended now, so we might need to rest 2 more days. If we do get those 2 more rest days, I might jump back in those $50 calls. A lot of people talking a lot of smack about PFE, barely moves, but look at it now, look at this. This was a leader today, PFE and Moderna. But the difference is PFE's been ripping 3 days straight. Moderna's just started ripping today. So pay attention to who the money is going to. Like, what did I say? Right at the beginning, we had Moderna absolutely ripping with BNTX. Okay, BNTX is the other one. So let's just pull it up here. At first, the vaccines that were ripping, Moderna, BNTX, straight up in a line, right? Then what happened? Money rotated into NVAX, and Moderna and BNTX consolidated. So look at this run up on NVAX. And now, at the end, we rotated into PFE. And even today, PFE closed at the high of the day. The stronger one today was AZN. Look at this ripper. So AZN is taking over now. Money is flowing into AZN, AstraZeneca. And just follow the winners, man. Why do you have to play Moderna over and over and over again? Moderna stopped for a while, play PFE. PFE stops for a while, play AZN. Just watch where the money's going. That's all you have to do. And AstraZeneca is going to be on top. Watch for me tomorrow. There is a gap fill all the way to 59.63. Well, it's only 30 cents away. But if we get to 59.63, we can go right back to all-time highs at 61 bucks almost. So AZN's getting the money. AZN's going to be on watch tomorrow for me. It's that simple. Palantir, those calls look like trash right now. We got a big dump. It did not agree with the market. A lot of news today about buying gold and this and that and blah, blah, blah. 23.77, yesterday's low, 23.74. Today's low, some people call that a double bottom. I could call it a double bottom just because the body closed above it. So let's see if we get some follow through tomorrow. They're talking about some black swan event or whatever the hell. So there's a lot of thin volume. It's not that much. So it could make a quick move back to 24.78, but it's tough for those $26 calls to come back now. We only have 3 more days. Powell talking tomorrow, more volatility. So let's see what happens. Next level up for Palantir, you got to get through 24.10, then 24.42. AZN, I told you all the money's going into that one. Tesla looked like absolute trash today, but zoom out to the daily. Look at this. Okay, so this is a false breakout. So this is not the strongest chart. This is not my favorite chart. I like when it breaks out and then next day it retests and then goes. But this is, you could kind of say it's the same pattern, kind of breakout. Complete rejection of 724.50, 726 level, which I was talking about. 725.50, 726 level I was talking about. And came 3 days straight down. Retested the wedge and look at the dip by today. Closed above the 50-day moving average. Tesla has AI day this week. It could run like crazy. It's possible. I'm not saying it does. It's just possible. And remember this weekly chart I drew out. Very tight wedge, huge breakout. Right here too. Very tight wedge, huge breakout. Very tight wedge. Let's see if we can break to all-time highs. Keep an eye on that one. ES I had, I'm not going to, whatever. Nothing really to talk about there. What else you guys say here? I'll go over a couple more charts. It's been a long-ass day. I already did Moderna. I can do MA. Do PayPal, and I will do Jumia. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna do, guys. Come on, it's been a long ass day. My eyes are tired, head hurts. But let's do it. Moderna. Okay, so Ricky's talking about this support at 360.50. I'm pretty sure it's holding here, but it just looks like a bear flag to me. For me, on this MasterCard chart, it's the exact same as that Visa chart. Remember what I was showing you guys on Visa? Let's go over here. So Visa, what happened? This is the exact opposite. Flip this chart upside down and it's the exact opposite of my favorite long. Huge support, breakdown of support, retest of support. It couldn't regain it and it comes right back down. So this is my favorite pattern upside down. Visa was a perfect short in my opinion. And MasterCard's kind of the same thing. Huge support, breakdown of support. It didn't really retest it. It's just kind of bear flagging here. So I don't really like the setup here. But as long as you have your clear defined stop at 360.50, if it keeps closing above 360.50, I mean, it could go, but it's not my favorite setup by any means. PayPal, same thing. I don't really like it. PayPal kind of fell off my radar. I haven't really looked at it. Why haven't I looked at it? First of all, the market is hating growth names. Second of all, when a growth company says they're not growing anymore, they're not a growth company anymore. So what is PayPal? It's not growth, it's not value, so it needs some kind of direction. Look at this chart, and meanwhile, look at SQ chart. SQ is just at all-time highs. It just rejected this huge all-time high resistance of 278.10, and now it's like breaking down after that. But PayPal was never testing that. So SQ is a better play in my opinion. It's just they had better earnings, they have better growth. I mean, well, this one kind of rejected too, but it rejected before. You know what I mean? It rejected before, and now it's just sideways. Looks like a bear flag. If PayPal takes out 269.57, 269. So PayPal under 269 can see way, way lower. It's just breaking support. So bear flag here, huge move down, consolidation, and possibly next leg down. So not a good chart in my opinion. Jumia. Obviously other people have different trading styles. They might have seen something different. I'm just telling you what I see from the chart, and this is just my experience talking. So if someone else calls out plays and they work, like, that's great. I'm just saying what works for me. I take high probability trades for my technical analysis. Other people take high probability trades for their analysis. Jumia looks like absolute dog shit from my analysis. Again, they're just hitting growth. I don't really see any reason to be long this name right now. I mean, it's testing its earnings low right here. So this could be a possible support play off 1790. The only thing positive about that is you have your clear defined out. So your stop loss should be under 1790 if it ever goes and looks like it's closing below there. Other than that, I mean, this is just a dead stock for a while. Remember, all these stocks, it doesn't matter if they're $50 in the past. It doesn't matter if they're $70 in the past. Even if they're $10 now, the market is showing you it doesn't like these growth names right now. It's saying they grew too much. The economy is not good enough for these to keep growing the way they have been growing for the last year. So pay attention to what's working, man. Vaccines getting the money. Scalp the indexes with us. Other than that, I mean, what do you like? Jumia's trash. Like Ozon beat earnings. I don't even know what they did today. Yeah, look at the chart. Ozon is down from. Oh, this is not the right chart for sure. It was never $5,000. Yeah, so Ozon all-time high was $69, and right now it's trading at 51. So that's not that bad, but it just looks like a bear flag trash. Space had that pop for the shuttle, whatever. All-time high is $63. It's trading right now at 25. Trash. Jumia, same thing, $69 all the way to $17. Trash. What other growth names we got? Name another growth stock. Even Palantir, man. Like Palantir had good earnings, but look at this. Came down from 45 and now it's trading around 23. It's almost cut in half. Trash. SPACs went to shit. What?
Neo? Is that one?
Yeah, Neo's growth name. This went all the way from 67. Now it's trading around 37s. Like, it's not, the market does not want to bring up growth names right now. So you can keep an eye on them, sure. Try to get in cheap. But for right now, as long as they don't start moving money back into these growth names, they don't interest me. Look at ARK. ARK's all-time high was $160 and it's trading at 115, and that's an ETF. An ETF to drop that much is not a good sign. Plus everyone's getting short. Like everyone hates Kathy Woods and all of her stuff. SMFR I didn't even look at today. Huge dump on SMFR, all-time lows. This one I'm holding in my equity account. This is a genomics play, so I know my time frame is longer than 3 to 5 years, so I don't really worry about this one. Other than that, the only names that I would be comfortable holding 5+ years in this market right now, regardless of PE, is the genomics names. So I have CRISPR, I love 5 years from now. Edit, I love 5 years from now. NTLA, I love 5 years from now. And Beam, I love 5 years from now. But other than that, I mean, SC is going to be a $1,000 stock in my opinion. Melly is going to be $3,000 stock in my opinion. Amazon and Fang will keep going, but how cheap can you get in is the question. So just keep that in mind. Know your time frame before you get into a trade. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you guys for attending. I'll see you tomorrow for more winners. God damn, that made me sweaty.